Nothing on asset protection management, crime deterrent, just resides on the individual franchisee. It's a team plan. 7-Eleven, being a large corporation, has several departments within the company that helps figure out solutions for each individual store. And we'll talk more on the rebuttal.
Yeah, in your 5 minutes. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Sarah, do we have anyone scheduled to speak in favor of the appeal? That's those that are opposed to the project. That's who's going to speak, and you'll have 3 minutes each.
We have quite a few.
Okay.
Can I speak as a private citizen?
There's a procedure for this.
Oh, sorry.
In favor of the bill.
Yes, in favor.
Quite a few. As I read your name, I'm going to give 3 names, and you'll need to stand in order. Okay, so I didn't know that before, so let me go through
Okay.
them. They just handed me a whole stack.
Okay.
So again, I'll call you up in threes. Be prepared to speak. We have a lot of speakers. So I have Brian Aga. I have, and I'm sorry, the writing is not clear on this, so I'm going to, oh, actually, this is Will Rogers, so you already spoke, correct? Or you're going to speak again? Okay. Come on over. Laura Rivera and Carolina. Are all 3 of you going to speak?
If I could have the next 2 speakers line up over here against the wall, that'd be great.
So Laura Rivera and Carolina Alvarez.
All right. You'll have 3 minutes.
Good evening. My name is Brian Aga, 1111 South Sanderson Avenue. First of all, I just want to say that approving this project will not be equitable to other business alike. Why is that? As a business owner, as a developer also in the city of Hemet, I'm not going to go further about the business, about the liquor license, because in 2014, there's an 11-page that the Planning Commission denied a liquor license and a beer and wine license because the city brought in the police department and they testified that crime in that area, it's really great if you bring another beer and wine license. And also they mentioned that the city itself does not go by what the ABC goes by. They have their own code, which is oversaturated by 2-to-1, therefore they cannot deny it. Second of all, just make it quick, we have purchased a land right on Sanderson and Fruitville, 9.13 acres, and we presented to the city to develop a gas station with a car wash, including the whole entire 9-acre. After we brought it in and we met with them twice, they deny us that project. And the reason why is because the lighting and the noise is not going to be right for the 3 residents right in front of that project on Fruitville. Even though we tried to change it, we met with them a couple of times and they denied us that project. I know also the Stetson crossing, it's belonged to the city. We tried to purchase a corner lot and they denied us that because they have their own planning. And the new developer actually submitted to the city and we have the plan and they put it in there as a car wash. The city, and I quote, denied that. They told them to go change it because there's many car washes that are in that area. They made him change their plan. Knowing that, why is they approving this and denying others? I have all the respect for 7-Eleven. Actually, we are a business. We own 7-Eleven in San Diego, and we know how the operation works. Remember, every corporate, as far as 76, as far as Arco, as far as 7-Eleven, they have their standards. But who running that station? Franchisee. The actual corporate comes and visit once a month, once every 2 months. We have 7-Elevens for more than 10 years, and we know how they operate. Yes, they have a great operation, but the franchisee, as you can see from Maria, that how she showed you how is the business being operated by the franchisees themselves, is totally different situation. I know. Thank you for that. Appreciate it.
Okay, so there might have been some confusion on what the term of support or in favor of. So I'm just confirming that I now have 4 speakers that are in support of the appeal. And that is Laura Riviera, Carolina Alvarez, Robert Stratton, and Laura Hernandez. Is that correct?
Laura and Robert are going to speak and they're in support of the appeal. The other 2 were no.
Okay, so that's the only other person that's going to speak.
And we have these 3 people that are going to speak here. I'm here. Laura Hernandez.
Okay.
And 3 more here. I'll write it down there.
All right, let's get 2 or 3 lined up on the wall, please, so that we're not wasting time. Those that are speaking in favor of the appeal, that means that you're opposed to the project. You have to have your paper filled out, and you can get in line, please. All right, ma'am, you can go next.
Hello, my name is Laura Hernandez. I have Mr. Thomas Marino on there, but he had to leave because our son is disabled. He suffers from impulsive control disorder, a severe anxiety disorder, and ODD. We chose the Willow Walk to live because it's quiet, it's calm. My daughter goes to West Valley High School. My son also has epilepsy disorder, and I didn't bring him because it's so hot. I could put him in a seizure, and he has a liver disease. That on top of adding another liquor license, more crime. You know, my daughter walks to school every day and back, and already the panhandling, already the people that approached my girls as they're leaving the community for whatever reason, whether it's to Walmart, Walgreens, it is very scary. I mean, what would you guys do if in your backyard or next door to you they would propose something like this? You know, we have our community park, but I mean, a wall for my son that is disabled, he can't even go to regular school. He is homeschooled. Why don't we I mentioned it before, I've been to the meetings here, why not open another charter school for us, people that our kids cannot go to regular school? We are a low-income family, and what's another gas station going to do for us? Another car wash. I don't even own a car. Where is that going to benefit me or my disabled son? This is the city of Hemet. This is the city we live in. And I don't see nothing for children. A water park, one water park for our kids. And my son's 11. I know the gentleman that spoke, he's very proud of his daughter. Well, I can't be proud of my child in that sense, but I'm proud in the progress he's made from his disability 3-4 years ago, where we were to where we're at. We offer our children this home, this sanctuary, because it's really hard. The world is changing. It's difficult. Our son-in-law was murdered at the 800 block of San Joy Drive. I'm sure everybody heard of that. Murdered. I mean, the man that was just a hit and run, he died, and he was in a wheelchair. What more do we want? Why more liquor? Why can't we make it something that's going to benefit our children? Let's stop thinking of us, the adults. I've been here for 20 years in this city. Why not think of our kids before anything else, and the people that live in the Willow Walk, in the Seven Hills, and across the street? Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Robert Stratton. I've grown up in this valley, moved here when I was 11, raised my family, moved back and forth between Hemet and San Jacinto, and, I lived out in San Jacinto for a while near Sagecrest Homes, near the 7-Eleven there, and I saw that community go downhill. We've got, homeless people that live out in the riverbed. The 7-Eleven is like a magnet towards, they just come out there, and I'd go to get my gas, in the morning, and, spend 50 or 60 bucks to tank up and get some stuff at 7-Eleven, and, those panhandlers are just making a beeline for my car every time. I almost ran over a guy that was passed out asleep in the gutter, not even, off on the sidewalk. He's like in the middle of the road, and it was so dark in the morning, and like, oh, there's a guy sleeping there. And so anyways, we've had home invasion robberies in Sagecrest Homes, and my little girl at night, she'd, say, "Oh, Dad, I can't go to sleep. I'm scared." And I'd say, "Don't worry, sweetie, they're not going to come back." And, sure enough, 10 minutes later, those guys are back in my neighborhood. We're all looking on our security cameras with our high-def cameras that we have, that we all installed, and license plate readers that we've done. And the police are telling us, these guys are, this has been reduced, and now it's a misdemeanor. They can break into my house and steal one of my guns, and if it's under $1,500, it's a misdemeanor. It's like we have to protect ourselves. And I just see, I would go tell the guy at 7-Eleven, "Hey, dude, you need to get rid of these panhandlers, and we need to do something about that." And he's like, "Yeah, whatever." These guys are posting, waiting right by the front door, not even waiting till you come out of the store. They're not even afraid they're going to be run off. And so, move over to better neighborhood in Hemet, but it's like things are getting bad over here too. And so I'm just trying to speak up for my fellow citizens, because I see it getting bad everywhere, and you guys seem like really smart people, and hopefully you'll help us out. And like the other lady was saying, you don't want that in your backyard. We have a lot of empty land and places where things can be developed, and just kind of keep a little distance between our homes and families and kids. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good evening, Brian Hoban, Tommy's Express Car Wash, co-owner. Want to thank you for the access that you've given me over the past few days and hearing my concerns. I'm not going to rehash them at this time. Tommy's Express Car Wash will accept and respect whatever decision you come up with tonight. We are not part of any group that's here tonight. We've not encouraged anybody to come and oppose this project in any way. We've not printed shirts, signs. We've not been a part of that. I wanted to clear that up. I heard that come back at me today. Absolutely not. One caveat, actually two. If approved, we would like to see a condition of approval that the city reserves the right to verify that certain assertions made by Quick Quack are adhered to. One would be 100% recycled water, and two would be that their sound level is less than that of micrometer. And that's it. We're in support of the project with those stipulations. Thank you.
Okay, there's no one else that is going to speak.
I have Carolina Alvarez and Laura Rivera. If they're not here, then I have...
No one else opposing the project wants to speak.
Oh, actually, they just turned in some more names. So, Bianca Trujillo, Itzel Alvarez, and Teresa Malhar. I'm sorry? Mountain. Okay. So you three will go up. That is all that are in favor of the appeal, and then we'll go to the next.
Great. You have 3 minutes.
Hi, my name's Teresa Malagen. I live at 1402 Noletti Avenue. I'm actually right next to this intersection. I have a 7-year-old daughter and a 15-year-old son. They also travel to the schools in that neighborhood. I am extremely concerned about this. My children are in fear to walk to their school as it is now. And I thought I picked a really good neighborhood. I'm pretty satisfied with where I'm at, but I feel like this will definitely change the way I feel about the city. I recently moved here from Fresno, so I am familiar with being at a different location and how it is, and I feel like if you guys approve this, then you're basically telling me that I'm going back to where I came from, and I moved here for a better life for my children, and I just want to keep that going. And I feel like this project might bring more violence around my area. I personally drive every day on this neighborhood, and like he mentioned before, panhandlers, homeless people, hookers, whatever you want to see, drug addiction out there. And I'm trying to have my children away from this, not near it. So if you guys can consider our feelings and our children's lives that are at stake here, because there is way too much already going on. Thank you.
Hello, good evening. My name is Bianca. My main concern about everything that's going on is mostly about the crime. Like she was stating before, we have so many panhandlers, so many homeless. I really believe that denying 7-Eleven will not cause much. They have, like they said, they have thousands of stores worldwide. But accepting one more 7-Eleven, I feel like it would really affect our community. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, sorry I'm a little sick, but I'm Excel Alvarez, and well, I'm not gonna keep it long because they've already pretty much said everything we all agreed to, and well, pretty much my concern is more accidents. I feel like because it's so crowded already, and I mean I worked around that area before, and that's the way out of Hemet as well. So I've been there not a couple times, almost like every week. So I feel like it's going to bring in more accidents to the area, and it's pretty scary, you know. I feel like it's going to cause, like they said before, there's a lot of people running around everywhere, and with heavy traffic like that, I just feel like it's going to endanger people's lives. And just like my friend stated, bringing another 7-Eleven is just going to bring more panhandling, and we have enough of that already. It's pretty annoying, and it's pretty concerning. I've had people knock in my car as I'm pumping gas other places. And also, I just want to, thank you guys for listening to us more than anything. And well, that's pretty much it. Just take us into consideration as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, our next speakers are going to be in opposition to the appeal.
Yes. Mark is Efron Corona. He'll be your first speaker, and followed by Wassam. Are you going to speak? Okay, you'll be next. And then Lorraine. So I'm going to say there's like a whole bunch of people outside, so I'm going to give 3 names really loud so they can start coming in.
Yeah, I would like 3 lined up on the wall. So.
They have the speaker out there, so they can hear the name.
Yeah.
They do, but we'll get there. So, Lorena Castaneda, Diana Beckwell, Victor Brito, Liliana Luna. They can start coming in.
That's excellent. If you that would just have your name called, please come and line up to speak. All right. We will give you 3 minutes. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Efrain Corona with Quick Crack Car Wash. Just want to say we weren't sure if we were going to have a whole lot of time because of the big presentation before, so we decided to go ahead and throw my name in as a speaker here. We did get a chance to review all of the items that were brought up in the past in opposition, the opinions that were brought by the appellant. We've responded to those. I think those are part of your packages there. I'm here to answer any questions. I do want to say, with respect to the comment that was made earlier, we have a project that was approved by Planning Commission. We've read the conditions of approval that were presented and approved by Planning Commission, and we agree with those conditions. So I'm available for questions if needed.
Anyone have any questions? Yes, 2 minutes of this. So, if they have more questions, we can call you back up afterwards.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. The next speaker. Please just start with your name.
Okay. Hi, my name's Melissa. This is my husband, Wasim. Sorry if I'm nervous. I'm not used to speaking in front of a lot of people. So I want to say good evening to the council members and the community. Thank you for giving me a couple minutes of your time.
We've been proud owners of 7-Eleven for about 13 years. My husband's family has been a part of 7-Eleven business for even longer. It saddens me actually to see so many people against such a great business. We've spent over a decade trying our best to perfect. We do not support crime, nor do we accept it at any of our businesses, and we try our best to prevent any occurrence of crime. This kind of talk hurts the community, and the community is who we care about. They have been our loyal customers for more than a decade that we've been in business. Crime hurts business, and our businesses have been thriving. So this goes to show our business is not a crime center. 7-Eleven has been a welcome place to families of the communities across the U.S. for about 100 years. And when you're in business, you have to be prepared for healthy competition. It's a good thing for the town you live in and for yourself because it helps you grow and keeps you on your toes. We all know in business there are always ups and downs. Sometimes you make money, sometimes you break even, and sometimes there's competition, so we have to be ready for it all. I'll leave you with this final thought. If a business like 7-Eleven was so bad for the community, how can the businesses have been bringing in families like mine and yours for over 100 years? Thank you guys so much for your time.
Did you leave your phone number on your card? Okay, great. I'm going to give you a call. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Diane. I've been in Hemet for 3 years now, and I do patronize 7-Elevens. I take my grandkids there. I'm 71. I'm not worried about being around 7-Eleven at all. I feel safe. I shop around the entire area around 7-Elevens, and when I travel, I look for 7-Elevens because I trust that company. And I think it's just sad that we can't support a company that's been around for 100 years. I mean, they must be doing something right. And, you know, like I said, I take my grandkids in there. If we're shopping, they want to go to 7-Eleven for a Slurpee or their snacks or whatever, and I like to go there for my taquitos. So, I mean, it's a trusted place. I've never been approached by any homeless people or anybody asking for money or anything. I feel safe there. So I think it's just, wrong to put down a company that's been around for 100 years and be afraid of competition, because that's what business is all about, is competition. And like the other lady said, yeah, it brings you closer to your business. You work harder at your business. You fix things that need to be fixed. You make your business strong. Competition brings in a lot of good ideas, and I just support the 7-Eleven. Like I said, they've been around 100 years, so they must be doing something right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Lorena Castañeda, and I am co-founder and vice president of our SoCal Premier Athletic Club, which is a nonprofit organization. As you see, we have children here. These are part of the children that we help out in our nonprofit, that are part of our nonprofit, which are children that 7-Eleven proudly supports and sponsors. So to us, 7-Eleven is just not a convenience store or a gas station. It's also part of our community that supports children that live in our community. Along with our SoCal soccer teams that are here in favor of 7-Eleven, we are thankful for the great support that 7-Eleven has offered our nonprofit club. Our community would definitely benefit from having another 7-Eleven in our town, because their stores to me are clean. I feel safe when I'm there because they're well-lit stores. You walk to some of the gas stations that are here in town, and you do get kind of iffy to stop there. I don't feel like that when I go to 7-Eleven. Like some of the people that are opposed said that there is a lot of panhandlers, but they're everywhere, not only just around 7-Elevens. And to go to 7-Eleven, you feel safe because you can get off the car, especially when you have small children with you. You feel safe to be able to go into the store and come out without being scared of, if someone's going to sneak up behind you, which even though you still always have to watch yourself, but you feel a lot safer because it's nice and lit. So it kind of takes away a little bit of that fear. Again, these are some of our children that support 7-Eleven. I do have a couple of them, if you guys don't mind hearing them, that have filled out the form to speak in behalf of 7-Eleven. If you don't mind me calling them by their names to come up and speak.
Great.
You have it
If
here?
they filled out a form, then that's great.
Yes.
Perfect.
We have Victor.
Just state your name, Victor.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Victor Leon Brito. I'm here today to let you know that 7-Eleven is a big business. They're all over the world, all right? And, well, to stop one, that's pretty much stopping all, because you're not thinking of the ones that are going to manage that 7-Eleven. If they get poor and their families, well, struggle, how do you think that's gonna make you feel? I mean, yes, there's gonna be homeless people around. That's alright. I mean, we still deal with them with other gas stations, and they're not much of a problem. I mean, we walk in, we walk out. They ask for change. Sometimes we ignore them. Sometimes we don't. But other than that, it's a good place to stop by, get your gas, get whatever you need. A convenience store, yeah. And well, I personally think that it is safe, even with the homeless people. I mean, most of them care about life. If you see all over the internet, there's homeless people who actually give up $1 billion or $1 million just for a life. And the others, well, some of them don't care, but there's most of them cherish the lives of those who actually have something. And, well, it's painful thinking about it, how they struggle, and we just walking casually to a convenience store, not thinking of how they're living at night, where they're sleeping, what they eat. But my point is, you guys are worrying more about the homeless people than actually thinking of everybody else, where they could stop by. And like I heard one case that it's on the exit of Hemet, right? If you're gonna leave Hemet, that's a good place to stop for gas before you take your long trip to another place, you know. And well, I think that 7-Eleven should continue on as a growing business, because it really helps with the economy and the people around the citizens. And well, I'm just happy for you guys to, well, what can I say? It's my first time being up here, so yeah.
You're doing great. That's 3 minutes.
Thank you.
Like I said earlier, these are part of our kids, and our 7-Eleven sponsors our soccer club, which is not just one team. It's children from ages U6 to U16, and we even have an adult team now. We're doing a women's team also. So they're not just sponsoring just one team of kids. They're sponsoring a couple of teams of kids. So I think 7-Eleven is definitely doing something right in our community, and I believe that they should be able to open up one more store, because like Victor said, it's not just a store. It's not just a gas station, it's a convenience store. You can stop by and pick up diapers, do whatever you got to do late at night. Your kid is sick. All the other stores, we used to have Walmart 24 hours. We no longer have that. We have 7-Eleven 24 hours. We can go and pick up pain medicine for our kid. So I think 7-Eleven should be able to open up and give them a chance in our community. Let them continue growing in our community. Our next speaker is Devin Castaneda.
Hi, my name is Darren Castaneda, and I'm here on behalf of supporting 7-Eleven, and I feel safe shopping at 7-Eleven. It's always like lit with the lights, and when it's anything's closed, you can go and shop in the middle of the night. It doesn't matter what it is, you can go get it there. And like I said, I heard in one case that it would bring more accidents. Not so much, because I see only one gas station over there, and with another gas station, it'd open up cars spreading out the room, not just waiting for one spot in the gas station over there, 76. Being across right there would open up more room, so more cars can get on their way to work or wherever they need to go. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Thank you for your time.
And our next speaker is Diego Castaneda.
My name is Diego Castaneda, and my brother was right. It's not really scary, because every age can shop there if they need. My mom was right. If your son is sick or your brother or anything, you can just go. If you really need medicine, it's right there for you. And if you're really missing something and you really need it really bad in the middle of the night, 7-Eleven's always right there for you.
Thank you, 7-Eleven, for all your support. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to us.
Okay. Liliana Luna, Marina Gonzalez, Nancy Casares, and Adriana Rodriguez.
If your name is called, please come and line up on the wall here, behind the first speaker.
Good evening. My name
Just
is
pull that
Liliana
mic
Luna.
up close to you. Sorry. There you go. Thank you.
My name is Liliana Luna, and I'm here in support for the 7-Eleven. Not only because they're giving us a sponsorship for our team. I'm really agreeing with everybody else that it's more than just a convenience store. It's safe to go in and shop anytime you want. Get whatever you need. Milk late at night. I'm pretty sure we all run out of milk late at nights for our kids, you know. And yeah, I support them all the way. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody. Adriana Rodriguez, and I live right where the 7-Eleven is proposed at 4035 Paul Drive. I don't feel like it would be unsafe to have a 7-Eleven. What I'm excited about is the competition. 7-Eleven is going to set up the standards higher, and guess what the other gas station's going to do? Hey, you know what? I need to set the bar higher. So there's going to be a new 7-Eleven, and the other stores are going to get better. And it's just going to make us look good. Like, I get excited every time a new business comes in, because people look at Hemet like, oh, they just got this. You see what I'm saying? It's not just old Hemet. It's new Hemet, new development. And like that little kid said, I didn't even think about it. We wouldn't have to deal with traffic, because we're not all going to be crowded in that gas station. You're going to divide up. So, I mean, I'm excited about the project. So I'm hoping it goes through. Good night.
Thank you. The next speaker.
Okay, so again, Marina Gonzalez, Jonathan, and I think it's Grace.
You already spoke, Jonathan.
Okay. Luz Argadana, Veronica Hawks, Sanchez. Were some of these duplicates? Are these kids, do you know?
Good evening, everybody. I see some familiar faces. My name is Veronica Hawks, and I am the president and founder of SoCal Premier Athletic Club. And I just want to say that 7-Eleven, like all the kids and everybody here has said, is not just another store. It's not just another convenience store either. They're here for our kids too. I come from a big family. My twin, the person that was up here, we're twin sisters, and together we decided to do this for the community. And I live in San Jacinto, she lives in Hemet. Together we decided to do this for the kids because a lot of parents have more than one child. It makes it impossible to be able to do anything to put their kids in sports or anything. So we decided we were going to do this. And for us to be able to do this, we needed to reach out to our business owners and be able to get donations or sponsorships to be able to put these kids through training, to help with uniforms, to do whatever we needed to do. And I've got to say, I've been to several other gas stations, and nobody would even consider talking to me about what I was there for. On the other hand, Mr. Wazim, I didn't even have to go to him. I belong to the San Jacinto Chamber, and one of our members called me and said, "Hey, are you guys, go talk to this person. He's really willing to help out the community and stuff." I went there a while back. He, without even hesitation, "Yes, I'm here to help you guys." And he was telling me about a program that 7-Eleven as a corporation has where they can donate to nonprofit organizations. And out of his own pocket, he actually helped us because we are not a 501c yet. We are working on it. But even then, he says, as soon as you get that paperwork, you come back and see me. 7-Eleven will sponsor. For us, that is a big help because we're able to help our kids as well. So I just want to say with the crime, I live just down the street. I live in San Jacinto. I live close to the one off of Esplanade in San Jacinto. I go there at any time. I go into the store and I get my coffee. Yeah, like some of the people were saying, there's panhandlers. That's everywhere. Hemet has it. San Jacinto has it. The graffiti on the walls. I live in a nice area. Somebody was commenting on that when they were up here earlier. The graffiti on the stores. That's something that cannot be helped, obviously. We live in a nice area and constantly writing on our walls. I mean, that's something that as a citizen, either you can help it, you cannot help it. It just you just don't know. But 7-Elevens are safe. So I just wanted to say thank you to Mr. Wazim and 7-Eleven for sponsoring us.
Hi, my name is Canberra Sanchez, and I just love 7-Eleven because you could just go in and out. And just because there's homeless people doesn't mean you don't have to like it. They just ask you for money. You ignore them. Give money to them sometimes. And yes, they'll probably see you again and ask for more. But maybe that they want to be your friends. And that doesn't mean that you have to non-like 7-Eleven for that. Good job. Thank you.
Hello, folks. My name is Chelsea Sanchez. I've been in Hemet for 25 plus years. The panhandling. Folks, the panhandling is everywhere. How are you going to discriminate against this one business that has gone out of their way to help not only my children, but other children in this great community? Panhandling, come on. Crime is everywhere. I live just right up the street, actually. How many times have myself had people pop up in my driveway. I've had graffiti on my property. But you know what? I get up, get over it, and deal with it. You're going to ask us not to build another 7-Eleven because you're scared of the panhandling? Let's get to the root of the problem then. These people have gone out of their way, like I said once again, to help children in our community. Like Veronica said, she has asked many people, many businesses to help us out. And these people went out of their way to help these kids in our community. It's not going to hurt another business. It's not going to hurt the community for one more business. And yes, it was a great point. I went to West Valley, and it is busy there. It's especially busy about at 76, so wow. And like the young man that was on our side stated, it would only make the traffic, spread out just a little more. It honestly would. Thank you guys for listening, and I do hope that you approve the 7-Eleven. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Art Sanchez, and I'm going to keep it real simple. Being against crime isn't being against 7-Eleven. Like my wife said, it's everywhere. Thank you.
Hello guys. I currently work at 7-Eleven, and honestly, it's a great store. I moved here 2 years ago, cheaper rent, and it really helped me a lot. I was in a position, I was working out of town, riding my bike all the way to Menifee, but Wasim gave me a great job, So I've been working hard there, and Wasim is a nice guy, so I try to be nice too. I try to embody the same thing. Like if a customer, not just homeless people, are short on change sometimes. Even regular customers, oh, I forgot my wallet. I'll give them a big gulp for free, because Wasim won't get me in trouble for that. But I know they come back. Because it is a community. It's independent 7-Elevens. It's franchise. This 7-Eleven franchise is probably one of the best 7-Eleven franchise in all the world. I feel like I've been to other 7-Elevens, and this 7-Elevens out here are great. I feel like, I don't know, it's a community thing. This 7-Eleven is a community-driven 7-Eleven. That's what I feel. Thank you.
Okay, that will close up all the public comments. Now we will have the rebuttals. So first, we will have the appealee. So first, Mr. Cooper. And you'll have 5 minutes.
Okay. First of all, I'd like to say, wow, it's 142 degrees out. And whichever side, I can honestly say, whatever side you're on, it's, for all the years I've been sitting in this chamber, to have all these people and these children, for both the 76 unit count for 7-Eleven, you should be very proud of your community. And the demographic that has changed significantly over the last 20 years. So, I don't know what else to say about the tenants. I want to bring Chris Gabriel back up for 7-Eleven, and I want him to address, he doesn't need to finish he can do whatever he wants, but I think he needs to talk probably about public safety. And I'll close by saying we're all available. We have a traffic engineer here. We have our noise and air quality guy here. If you have questions for the technical reports, I'm sure those are going to come up again from the appellant and both tenants you've seen, 7-Eleven and Quick Quack. I will do the same thing I've done with your planning staff, the tenants, the McCromder and the Hollands for the last 10 years. I will look you in the eye and tell you that I do believe this will be a good project for your community. It will be a good project for your community, and I have history at that intersection, and I assure you this will be a plus for your community if you sustain what the Planning Commission has approved already. Thank you very much for your time.
You have 3.5 minutes left, Mr. Gabriel.
Thank you. 7-Eleven does have the strength the resources and the quality control of a large corporation, but it also has the heart and soul of a local business. And you can really see that with the homeless issue. Yes, there are transients, and like the young lady said on the opposition, even at other gas stations, it does happen. But 7-Eleven creates partnerships with senior lead officers and police to have rapid response if there is a homeless situation, with the Department of Health, especially in Los Angeles County and other counties, to come out if there's a mental health problem. And additionally, it hooks up with nonprofits. So you're not just sending somebody away, because they don't just go away. You figure out some type of productive partnership to allow people to get help. And that's what 7-Eleven does, and does it constantly. It's a constant battle, but it's one that they don't quit at. And by not quitting, they always have that chance to win and push it forward. Additionally, in terms of crime, when you have when you don't have a 7-Eleven and you have a blighted corner, it's dark, it's blighted. 7-Eleven comes, it gets light, it gets bright. You have a corner that also has state-of-the-art security system and cameras. Police often come to our 7-Elevens to look if there was a crime or an accident that has happened. They come in, we allow them to look at the tape. Very integral part of what happens in the community. Additionally, in terms of theft and inside the store, cash registers are only allowed to have $50 during the day. And after 8 p.m., it goes down to $35. If you give a $20 bill, they have these time-locked safes that they go ahead and drop. So consistently, over time, this is lessons learned. They constantly control that by dropping the money and keeping it light in the drawer. So imagine that. You steal from one 7-Eleven, shoot, I got $20, it's not going to happen again. So these are precautions that have been taken and precautions that have shown to work very well. Lastly, great fixed alarm systems with remote activator devices that each employee has inside their pocket. And lastly, we're not selling alcohol 24 hours a day, but when it's stopped between those hours of 2 a.m. and 6 a.m., the doors are locked. So nobody could come in and do a beer run at that time. Did I stay under the timeline?
You did.
Very
You're
good.
a minute left, so.
Very good. What would you like to talk about? I'm kidding. We're all very good. Thank you.
Mr. Delano? Mr. Rogers, I'm sorry.
Welcome to my neighborhood. Thank you. Yeah. One of the things I wanted to mention is from a planning perspective. Mr. Cooper mentioned that the same designers are affiliated with this design. However, those developments went through a specific plan. It's a much higher quality review, has an EIR associated with it, so you're not getting apples to apples. Second is 7-Eleven didn't really mention anything about liquor and the sales of liquor. The children mentioned that there is a homeless issue with most of the 7-Elevens, and there isn't any homeless issues here now, so by bringing a 7-Eleven in, you may occur some homeless issues. And I also agree with Mr. Cooper, this is one of the best intersections in Hemet, and therefore it should have something other than a gas station. It should have some really nice architecture, although the architecture is fine. One of the things that disturbed me a little bit is that Mr. Cooper said that the owner of the project wanted to cash in on this property, and that doesn't seem like the right thing to do in a community. So I'd like you to support the appeal and deny the project. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we are closing the public hearing, and we'll have some council discussion here. Russ, you want to go first?
Sure. Well, first, I'd like to just offer an observation of all the participation of all the speakers and the people in the audience. This is part of municipal government. This is where you can reach out and touch your government. And we don't have a lot of control over what happens in Sacramento, and even less control over what happens in Washington. But this is where you get to experience government. And I'm very pleased and proud to see all the age groups participating in this process. No matter what decision is made tonight, and basically that's a lesson in life, and I hope the youth are paying attention to that life is always full of choices, and every decision that you make and everything that you do is going to make somebody happy and probably somebody unhappy. If you're playing soccer, you score a goal, your team's happy, the other team's not. You walk off the field, though, if you gave it your best, you can hold your head high and know that you did your best. So I just wanted to offer that observation about the process that's going on tonight, and we've heard a lot of repetitive comments, and I'll see if I can go through a couple of them that I made note of here. A lot of talk about crime and homeless. I frequent that shopping center quite a bit. I've traded at the 76 station quite a bit. I've been approached by panhandlers at the 76 station. I've been approached by panhandlers at a Shell station. I've been approached by panhandlers at a Chevron station. And so a lot of that is mitigated by the pride in ownership and operation of the people that are operating the franchise. People made comments about it's everywhere. Unfortunately, that's true. Job security for our law enforcement personnel, I suppose, but they're improving the situation, and with the Measure U funds, we're rebuilding our public safety departments, and we're having a better ability to address that. Our ROCKS team is back in service, and they're the ones that are specifically targeting those kinds of problems. So regardless of where your business is, whether it's the 76 station or potentially a 7-Eleven station, the pride and ownership and operation is critical to that. And avail yourself of our public safety resources and call them and report those problems when they're happening. If a customer comes in and says, there's somebody out there that approached me and I felt uncomfortable, you make the call. You make the call on their behalf because it's a representation of your business. And I say that generically, regardless of whether it's this proposed business or any existing business. That's a business owner's obligation and responsibility, as well as any of our citizens. The fact is that we have beer and wine sales at the existing 76 station, as we do with a lot of other gas station mini-mart operations. I have to tell you, as a retired cop, I've always been a little bit perplexed by the concept of selling beer and wine at a gas station because of the nexus that it creates to potential driving under the influence. I've always been concerned about that from the public safety standpoint. So again, what's being proposed is no different than what already exists. Do I support that personally? Probably not necessarily. But I'm not here just to represent my personal opinion. I'm here to represent the people of Hemet, and that's what all of us are here to do. So the comments that the children made are very true. Crime is everywhere, and panhandling is everywhere, but you can reasonably address that. I also know, too, that property owners have an entitlement to deal with their property. They have certain rights and entitlements that if they have a piece of property that they want to develop or they want to maintain it as it is, those are their entitlements. And we have a process that we require projects to go through. And this project has steadfastly proceeded through those processes. And this is the tail end of the process. So I think that respecting land ownership, property owners' rights is important, that if they've done the things that the city requires them to do and the findings are supportive of that, I think that we have to be mindful of that. And so I think that's all the comments I want to make right now.
I also want to thank everybody who came out and have expressed their opinions and come to council, because it's not always an easy thing to come up and stand there and speak on a subject for or against. So thank you so much, and thank you for bringing the kids out, because, you know, another 20 years they're going to be sitting up here. It's a good experience for you. Yeah. So with that, I have some technical questions, and Deanna, if I can start with you, you may be able to answer all of them that I have, because I'm sure they're deep in the reports and I just don't remember all of the answers. But on and this was brought up, but on the hours of operation, the car wash will operate what hours?
Let's see, it's in the staff report, but there's summer hours and winter hours, and I think, okay, 7 to 7, it's my helper here, Carol, 7 to 7 during the winter hours and 7 to 9 in the summer hours.
Okay, all right, because that is extremely important. And for the alcohol sales, we did cover that it is not a 24-hour sale. It is from 6 a.m. to 2 a.m.?
Correct. And what the gentleman was referring to, too, is that they lock the coolers where the alcohol is kept, and that's a condition of approval.
Okay. See, I even have a problem with that, but that's my personal objection, and I honestly think at a gas station we should be cutting off alcohol sales at 10 o'clock at night. Again, my personal opinion, and maybe we can change the ordinances or the whatever later on. We'll talk about it. Let's see, we are consistent on the liquor license of a 20, which is beer and wine only.
Correct.
Because it was brought up that, yes, this council did deny the hard spirits to the Chevron station several years ago because, and actually that's the same argument that was used. It was that the Walmart and Walgreens had hard spirits and we really didn't need another one in the corner. So now we have the same argument against 7-Eleven that Chevron is using. You don't need beer and wine across the street. So it kind of evens out. A couple other, what was the issue that was brought up by Maria Cassian on the placement of the gas tanks and not being able to get homeowners insurance? Was that the reference?
Yes. A provision in terms of the location of the gas tanks and the separation distance from residential, and the ability to get FHA insurance. So, and actually the technical consultant, air quality consultant, could probably answer it in more detail. But essentially, I forget what the measurement is, if it's 100 such feet. But it's the existing Union 76 station is already affecting a portion of the Willowwalk neighborhood, and the new station will also affect a portion of the neighborhood. But it hasn't prevented Willowwalk from developing. It hasn't prevented people from moving in. And we've never heard of an issue where that's created around a gas station.
Are there any ways to mitigate that in any type of construction or in any type of anything? Go ahead.
Mike Dickerson, MD Acoustics, performed the technical study for the air quality greenhouse gas health risk assessment. As it relates to the setback for gas tanks, there is a South Coast Air Quality Management District actually has an enforcement for the gas tanks and the nozzle setback for the number of gallons per year sold through the gas station. So the setback is recommended at 50 feet, setback from residential based on the number of gallons per year for this site. It exceeds that setback, obviously. I believe it's up near the 200 range, 200 feet. For FHA insurance, that's kind of out of my scope in terms of that portion, but it does comply with all South Coast Air Quality Management rules.
Okay, thank you.
where am I here? Okay, and we've ascertained that there's lighting, cameras, security, and I guess that's part of the requirement for the project, correct?
That's
and that
correct.
we have that in
Yes.
our ordinances.